filming you, Jerry, asking people questions.
Yeah, you had questions.
Well, I guess not questions. Questions. Yeah, I want to know what you're doing. And I kind of know, but I thought maybe you'd tell the camera here just what you're out doing in a brief nutshell. You're going around and talking to communities all over the United States, I hear.
Well, we're on a journey to learn. We think that that the world would be a better place if we could all understand what makes peace for each other. We think that nonviolence has yet to really achieve its potential as a way to solve conflicts so that we don't have to rely on war and violence. We're building a culture of peace for everyone. Pete Seeger, my hero, who I got to perform with once, said we're building a world where everyone has something to share and no one is ostracized. So this peace bubble, this little space over here, inspired by Dr. King, who said, you want something to happen in your life, make space for it, is the kind of space that we hope will encourage people across this country to create, and that will listen to one another, and that will get beyond the stereotypes. We've talked with soldiers who are the most peaceful people in the world. We've talked with peaceniks who sometimes are grouchy and mean and not so peaceful. We can't create stereotypes and expect to create a culture of peace.
So have you pretty much dedicated your life right now to doing this type of stuff, or is that what you do primarily with your day? And
we've traveled 80,000 miles in the last year and a half. We've stopped at 217 places and pretty much 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're just asking people the questions. What does peace look like for you, and what is the peace message you want to give to the next president and Congress? And we're taking pictures of peace spaces like in the national parks, where we want to honor and recognize all the positive things that are happening in the name of peace.
Go ahead.
The last thing I want to say that's really important for us is that I've been a social activist and anti-war person for a long time, and we've pretty much dropped for ourselves the anti-label. We're trying to create a positive peace movement just for ourselves. Not that there's anything wrong with the anti. It's important that people be involved in this important tradition in America, protest. But for us, what can we do to bring people together and have a positive peace message so people can listen to one another?
Okay. Yeah, nice. Did you have a regular 9-to-5 job before you went and she's right behind you there. Did you have a regular 9-to-5 job you gave up to kind of take on this sort of a message to the people that you gave up maybe, or set aside, or?
You know, I've done several things in my life that have been important. One has been for 8 years in Alaska. A lot of that time is spent in providing nutritious meals through the Stone Soup Community Center for veterans and other people who struggle to get by. And I've had a recording studio in California and tried to give voice to people who sometimes aren't always heard, and some other things too. But boy, I haven't given up anything really. I've just gained the chance to breathe a little bit better, because when I started this journey, the truth is I couldn't breathe anymore. I felt like a bad Dali painting world I was in, and I've come to believe that most Americans really want a more peaceful world, even if we can't really always imagine what it would look like because of the fear and concern.
Yeah, you say, and you're trying to bring some, just bring the beauty out in peace too, I think, right? You were saying the anti, not so much the anti, but more just the celebration of peace, and bringing people into the fold. I see some girls over here, they have little paper dolls, and they're using art and paper dolls and working it through peace.
Right.
He's got bubbles here that are just great.
What's your name? You're making some beautiful bubbles.
Yeah.
That's kind of really what it is. Let's use the arts to create a place where all of our humanity matters. Get back to the priorities of how we can help our country create a democracy for everybody.
Good. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And if you want to interview me and ask me what I'm doing, you know, I don't mind. I've been kind of preparing myself here, I guess. I'm going to just keep my camera on you while I'm basically
Hey, tell us your name and where you're from.
I'm going by the name Joe Anybody. I'm just an average Joe, and I'm in the Portland area.
Wonderful.
And
so what does peace look like for you, Joe Everybody? Joe Anybody.
Joe Anybody, everybody. Yeah, peace looks like to me of people loving one another, people caring about one another, people supporting each other, and trying to work together to make a better world for everybody and to care about each other. That's what peace means to me.
You could give a message. I mean, really, if the president, the next president, the Congress were here right now, and they were listening to you, and you believed what you had to say mattered, what would be your peace message?
I'd ask him to be very supportive of peace, to make it a priority, to make it be the number one issue that we all should fundamentally have, is peace with each other, love one another. And when we get that squared away, we can move on to worrying about other things. It should be the number one thing, though. It's to love one another, work together, listen to each other, help one another, and care about one another. That's what I'd want my government and my leadership to do, is to promote that. Okay.
Tell us about your effort.
Basically, I'm going around and just documenting and trying to expose people that are out doing good things, like yourself. And when I hear things are going on and where people are making efforts for peace, I jump out there with my camera and try to put it up on YouTube or the independent media. There's a lot of good things going on out there that aren't getting the coverage, and it's not in your newspapers or your news. So I've took it upon myself to get a little $100 camera here and run around and try to share the good news that's going on.
It's interesting because we talk to people about we're collecting the missing stories, and the missing stories are the stories we need to hear if we're going to have a complete peace, and not just a peace for a few, but a peace for all. So yeah. It's really nice to connect with you, and I hope our websites can stay connected and that people can understand that this is how we make peace.
Yep. Okay, thank you. Great. Oh man.
Peace.
I'm glad I met you, buddy.
Peace.
Okay. Keep it up.
Okay, good. Camera.